Hello, my name is Dylan with the Anime Summary. At a cafe shop, our main protagonist Shu is having a bowl of soup while Ayano questions him about how work is going. He tells her that it's been going well, and if you think about the average length of a human life, he gets up and tells her that he's made up his mind that he wants to do the jobs of his choice from now on. She argues with him, but Shu tells her again that he will decide what the past will be and the future. While he is walking away, Ayano asks to make sure he's okay without a job at her mother's company. He reassures her that the reason for him leaving her company was to give 100% effort for himself. Ayano angrily knows he's with another woman and knows that she has been feeding him. Shu gives her a letter with secret information and Ayano pays for the meal. Outside the cafe shop, Shu says goodbye, and before leaving, Ayano asks him for his phone number, wanting to stay in touch more often, and he agrees. Later that night, Shu is walking home to his apartment where he's staying. He opens the door and walks into his building. When heading to his bed, Kisara is waiting at the dinner table, welcoming him home. Shu freaks out, telling her not to wait for him in the dark, being scared. Kisara tells him that she's been working really hard on the dinner she made for him and to eat. He tells her that he went out already. Kisara, in sadness, apologizes for her faults and couldn't drop by because of the exams at school. To make her feel better, Shu agrees to sit down and eat her food. While sitting down, Kisara puts her finger on his nose, saying the only thing about himself is that he's too kind. While he is eating, she wraps her hands around him and smells the scent of another woman. Kisara has cleaned the dishes and informs Shu that she has enough money for living expenses for 1 month and to not worry about it. A delivery guy from the Baron City Express rings the doorbell and hands him a box. Shu apologizes to Kisara for spending more money. In bed, Kisara is upset at the fact Shu spent all of the money left over. Shu reassures her about the money, saying that once he gets some work, he will return the money back to her. From his phone, he's been waiting for a case and will win it at the auction. He puts on virtual glasses and teleports himself into a virtual world where the auction is being held at and people around the world are already seated. The auction host Masaki, the anti-demon borough chief, welcomes everyone in and begins the brief session. In a casino, a group of police officers walk into a section of the casino to see a man shot bleeding while standing up. The humans freak out with his eyes turning red and transforms himself into a huge demon. The humans evacuate and the demon takes out the camera with his hands. The auctioneer starts the bidding. The group of people are calling and discussing with themselves that the task is worth it for them. Masaki announces the ending of the bids, with the result being Shu's company's win with $39,000. He tells them to get ready and leaves. Shu gets up and thanks everyone in the group for letting him take the job sarcastically. They all leave mad at Shu for taking up the job at such a high cost. Before Shu leaves, a man makes nasty remarks about his father and makes him feel uneasy. Shu gets ready and starts making his way towards the casino. He takes a train, meeting Ayano outside the casino waiting for him. She scolds him for being late, telling him to use a taxi or cab next time. Inside, he tells her that they will be taking out minions and that he will be dealing with the main demon. Shu is hiding behind a wall while Ayano and her men distract the enemy. She fires a bullet aiming at the head of the demon. While the monster is distracted, Shu goes behind the demon and fires a bullet at one of the hearts but doesn't kill. He dodges the man's upcoming attacks in a panic. Shu gives Kisara the power of love and evolves into a more powerful demon. She engages the monsters while aiming at Ayano and they start fighting. Being jealous that she was with the woman spending time with Shu, he goes trying to break them up and promises Kisara the key to the apartment. Together they work and easily destroy the demon, finishing the mission. The next day in Shu's apartment, he is having a meal while watching TV on the recent battle with the demon at the hotel. He turns off the TV and compliments the police for covering it all up. Kisara is sitting across from him, telling him that the demon only had little to no memories, and tells Shu that she's making sure they are financially stable with their company. Before Kisara departs for school, she tells Shu to be ready to eat sprouts for the next month and to not worry about their finances, and leaves. At the Baron City Government Hall, Masaki gives information on a student at the Baron Institute of Technology by the name Yoshito, an 8-year student. Shen and Linfa, both deputy mayors of Baron, ask if the student is planning the assassination on the mayor at the party. He can't confirm it's 100%, but had his men search his door and found documents containing a plan for it months ago. Masaki asks if the anti-demon barrel can be authorized as security for the event. They agree and we're going to ask the same thing as well. Masaki thanks them, but at the door they tell him that they can only help if they keep the damage to a minimum after the incident at the hotel. At the party, while people are being escorted in, Shu is reporting back to Akino saying that he hasn't seen anything sus yet. She tells him to keep surveying the outskirts of the venue and after the job will be rewarded $3,000 and hangs up. He gets pushed playfully in the back by Miles, his old parent, and they greet each other. Akino asks Ayano if there's anything sus inside. She complains about the blue dress she's wearing, but Akino says she should be grateful given the opportunity to wear formal clothes and to write it off as expenses. She gets jealous from the dress Kisara is wearing from a distance. On the roof, Miles relays info about a demon agent but doesn't really know much details about it. He tells him that the student has been self-proclaimed activist for a while now. Behind them, the demon emerges from the wall, spying and eavesdropping on the conversation. Miles informs him that the police have no match against the demons because of the law in the barren city. After the smoke, Shu tells them that they should probably get back to their post, and they leave. At the party, the mayor is giving a speech on the landscaping of the city. After the inspirational plans for the city, the crowd and his son applaud and cheer for the future. Kisara is not with it because some people will still struggle to feed themselves day to day, but Ayano somewhat appears, saying that it's wrong for him to promise everyone success. The demon goes behind the mayor, getting ready to attack and watching the mayor continue with his speech. In a room where his speech is being broadcasted, Shu is in disgust at the mayor for wanting to implement demons to society. The demons appear from the back and attempts to strike the mayor with his arm. Kisara gets him in a lock and drags him behind the wall. From behind the wall, Ayano's men are fighting repeatedly at the demon. She orders them to seal off the venue for no one to leave. The demon frog hops away and Kisara follows after him. Aino's dress gets in the way and she shoots the bottom part off so she can walk faster. The demon dodges the bullets and leaps into the building. Shu arrives, pinning the demon at gunpoint with Kisara. He tells Kisara that since the demon still has his human mind, not to be executed on the spot. While they are distracted, the demon jumps from the building towards the ground. When landing, he is hit by a truck from the ground and is launched into the building. After the event, Shu recalls what the demon said, recalling stuff that happened to his family as well. The next day, in a dream, a girl is walking, getting stabbed, and is teleported away. Shu wakes up from the nightmare dream in shock and tells his mom and dad and sister that he's fine and grabs the family photo. He tries removing Kisara glued onto the frame but struggles to do so. A professor is carrying a briefcase through the lab fast, holding the core. Cops are right behind him in pursuit. They hit the professor, dropping the case and falling to the ground. From his phone, he requests the demon to give him the highest contract with them and lights up the whole area. At the mayor's office, Masaki is giving a description of Hayato, who worked at the lab but has been dead for more than 3 years. The deputies assume that he was a spy after the technology to refine energy. Even though the lab has been spied on 30 times in the past 5 years, the deputies agree to get to work to cover up the demon and start leaving the office. Before they fully leave, they give him an important job of taking care of the city. At the park, 2 guys are running while having a conversation while Shu and Ayano are sitting on a bench. Ayano asks Shu why he called her to the park. Before cutting to business, Shu asks her what work she is doing in her outfit and she blushes. After, Shu hands her a picture containing a B-rank caterpillar demon figure at the lab, also showing her an emblem from the ground being the same one at the casino. Shu knows by taking this job he's being exploited by the people but doesn't care, wanting to fulfill his objective to the fullest. Shu says that she needs to relay the info to her boss and questions her about never betraying his expectations. She pauses for a second and starts listing everything he's done to disappoint her. Shu wins at the auction the task for the monster for $200,000. Masaki relays the information that the demon cannot be taken out because it possesses the core for the electricity. Shu doesn't care and states that he will take up the mission regardless and will keep the bid the same. At the lab, the police have surrounded the caterpillar from escaping, using freezing bullets and hooking the demon to make sure he doesn't escape. The demon hatches and explodes everything around it to be a butterfly demon. It fires beams from its wings and takes out the drones. Shu calls Akano to tell her that it looks like they are in trouble and wants to assist them. She guilt trips him because Ayano is in trouble and hangs up. Kisara asks if they are going to step in and Shu nods. She sucks the memories of his springtime and gains powers. Kisara saves Ayano and dashes at the butterfly demon. She hits the demon's core but it doesn't budge. Lying down, Shu reads the message to aim for Kisara with his sniper. He uses 2 bullets to take out the demon, falling to the ground exhausted. If you guys like what you saw, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.